Hey everybody, happy Homebrew Wednesday. It's Brad here at Wild Boys Brewery. Today is Monday, and I'm going to put my cocoa nibs on the SJ Porr experiment beer, my oatmeal stout. So we'll spin this around here and let's check it out. I've used these before with good success. The only thing about it is I wouldn't recommend leaving them on the cocoa nibs more than about 10 days, 14 at the most. They extract a lot of their chocolate flavor. The flavor that you want in your beer is extracted during that period, 10 to 14 days, and after that they start extracting bitterness. You'll still get chocolate flavor, but it's going to be more of the bitter chocolate. The chocolate, unless you're going for that kind of style. So then you can leave them in there as long as you want, but of course the longer you leave them in there, the more bitter they're going to get. You don't have to sanitize these. They're already pretty much ready to go when you get them. The ideal way of doing it is put the cocoa nibs in the secondary. And I've already sanitized this funnel. Just basically just start pouring them in. And I've already sanitized this funnel. And I use this big one so they don't stop the funnel up, because I've used the small ones before, and the same with sometimes with hot pellets, they'll want to stop up the neck. So if you got a nice big neck, then gotta keep them stopping up, and then just don't dump them all in there at one time. And eventually these will absorb liquid and fall out of suspension. Alright, looks like that's the 4 ounces. Smell-o-vision. These things have just the most wonderful smell. And they look almost like chocolate-covered hot pellets, is what they remind me of. Shake the funnel and get everything out of there. And you can see we don't have anything left stuck in the neck, just a little dust. And I ain't going to worry about that. Now let's get a nose on this bad boy. Smells really good. And you can also just give this thing a jostle. Kind of spread them around a little bit, because they're all going to fall pretty much in about the same spot when you dump them in, right there in the center. You don't want to really shake it up enough to there's no air in there because it's blanketed with CO2. But you don't want to shake the trub up off the bottom either. That's been sitting there settling out. Alright, got that moved around there, and I did set this on top of a clean paper towel. Now let's pop this back on there. And that is it. And you can see it's already starting to get saturated. It'll take it a little while. You can come back. If you do it like this, then you'll probably want to come back in here in about 30 minutes and give it a look. Most of them should be good and saturated, and they'll start falling out of suspension, within like a week or so. Some of them will fall out. Can't remember if they all fell out or not last time. It's been a while since I did this. But anyway, basically you just want to make sure they get good and saturated, because that's what's putting your flavor in there. If they're just sitting on top dry, they're not really doing anything. Just give them another good shake. That's what it looks like when you rack on cocoa nibs, or put cocoa nibs in secondary. And you just leave this for 10 days. Then I'll rack it to another bucket, and then I will bottle. Alright, let's check these things around a little more. Took that back off and got a smell on it, and this thing smells awesome. And that's pretty much what it looks like when they're mostly all wet. There's still a few of them that aren't completely absorbed, but you can see they'll turn dark. And smells just like some of the best milk chocolates you've ever smelled in your whole life. when you get a nose on this thing. So the vanilla, the chocolate, and then the grain bill and the additions I made, this should turn out to be a very tasty brew. Looking forward to checking it out, getting you guys feedback on this one. And this is the Hefeweizen. Actually, that's the Hefeweizen back there. It looks like it's about done. It's finally, the airlock thing's still pushed up, but it's not bubbling like it was. This has been 3 weeks. I'm going to rack this one over to secondary. And this one is the Blackberry Ale, Deep Purple. Airlock activity's pretty much stopped. Bubbling every once in a while. This one got done pretty quick. It's a low gravity beer, so I didn't expect it to bubble on for very long. And I will, I've got to go get my blackberry puree, and I'm going to put 3 pounds in a carboy or one of my other fermenter buckets, depending on, my carboys are still tied up right now. I've only got 2 of them. That 3 gallon back there is too small. So I'll rack the, put the blackberry puree, 3 pounds of it, in that bucket up there. And then I will rack the blonde ale on top of that, and it will become the Deep Purple Blackberry Ale. And that's pretty much it. What we got on tap over here, still got the Citra Mosaic Cascade Pale Ale on that tap. That tap is the hard cider. And then this one is the Green Dragon. So I got a Pale Ale, double IPA, and a cider. And we've been working pretty hard on trying to float either the Pale Ale or the cider. So I'll have somewhere to put my Hefeweizen. And then my Blackberry Ale. And that's pretty much it. Now you can see my keys are just kicked on. But anywho, that's my update for this week. I hope you guys are having a good one. I will see you next week. Happy Homebrew Wednesday, and cheers. Hey everybody, it's Happy Homebrew Wednesday. I'm Happy Homebrew Wednesday. Are you Happy Homebrew Wednesday?